Today I want to talk about why it has never been easier to be a profitable trader. And if you have been trading for more than 2 years and you're not profitable, you really have no excuse. But if you're not profitable after 2 years, you shouldn't feel bad, you shouldn't feel horrible, you shouldn't feel like a failure. Because in this video, I'll be walking you through how you can become profitable, and some insights that I'll share from my experience and how I became profitable in 2025. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So I have been trading for 1 year and 5 months, and since November, this is when I'd say I found my strategy. So I started to trade in March of 2024, and in November of 2024 I found a trading strategy and I decided to stick with it. And since November of 2024 I have made a total of 19% return in that time span, with my worst month being a -3% month. And I'm not saying this to brag or to boast or anything like that. I'm just saying this to say, in 8 months of learning how to trade, so before March I knew nothing about trading, and 8 months later I was a profitable trader. I just wanted to give some background so you guys can know that I am actually someone with skin in the game and someone who is actually genuinely sharing their experience. Now, with that being said, I want to mention my track record, because anyone can type this on a screen. So this means nothing if there's no track record to back it up. So I put my track record, my MyFX book. I put the link in the description where you can view my track record. So why do I say it has never been easier to become a profitable trader? Why do I say that? Trading is hard? So why am I on YouTube saying that it has never been easier to become a profitable trader? Because it's a fact. It's a straight up fact. Most of the excuses for why retail traders were not profitable is no longer valid. Number one, capital is no longer an issue because prop firms now exist. So previously, you maybe had to use $200, deposit $200 below your account, but now you can use $300 to buy a 50k account, right? And now you have 50k in capital that you can trade and grow. So that is no longer a major issue. Educational resources are also not an issue, because there's so many free resources on the internet that you can use as a retail trader to gain knowledge in the markets and also understand what's happening in the markets if you're a macro trader or whatever. So educational resources is also not an issue. There is no shortage of educational resources, and trading conditions, which were an issue in the past. Only institutional traders had like the best trading conditions, and retail traders essentially had to take the what left. That is no longer an issue again, right? So most of the issues as to why someone may not be profitable in say 2010 or 2015, those are no longer valid. We'll discuss these in further detail. So first of all, prop firms. Prop firms are a game changer, and I want to start off discussing prop firms by saying, if you do not have a large amount of capital, and by large amount of capital I'll say maybe over 50k, if you do not have over 50k, there is no reason why you should not be using a prop firm. If you only have $10 or $20 or $100, you should not be depositing that in an account and trading. Use that money to buy a prop firm challenge, or save until you can purchase a prop firm challenge, because trading without capital, it just does not make a lot of sense. You know, trading is like a business, and you can't start a business without capital. So my advice is, if you're a new trader, purchase a prop firm account. Do not deposit your money in your live account if you do not have a large capital, and trade your live capital, because you're probably just going to end up blowing your account, because with no capital you cannot, it is very, very difficult and statistically unlikely that you're going to be profitable from trading. So the route should be a prop firm, and then once you have enough capital from prop firm payouts and all that stuff, then you can consider depositing that in your live account. So with the advent of prop firms, they allow realistic monthly returns. while making substantial amounts of gains. For example, 2% a month. So before prop firms, most retail traders would not be aiming for 2% a month, because as mentioned, most retail traders do not have access to large amount of capitals. So say for instance, you only had 5k to deposit in a trading account and you were aiming for 2% a month. That would be about what, $50 a month on a 5k account, getting 2% a month. $50 or $100. My math is probably wrong, but maybe $100 a month, getting 2% a month on a 5k account. And for you to be profitable or make substantial amount of money, or quote unquote get rich with 2% a month and a 5% on a $5,000 account, is almost impossible. But with prop firm, you can purchase a 100k account, and that exact same 2%, which is a realistic return and what I believe most retail traders should be aiming for. If you are above 2% average a month, you're exceptional. You're in like the top 3% of traders or top 2% of traders. If you're about 2%, you're about top 5% of traders. And if you're below that, say you average 1% a month or 1.5%, you're still in like the top 10% of traders, right? So a 2% return a month should be realistic, and that on a 100k account is $2,000. So with prop firms, you can now aim for realistic monthly returns while making substantial amount of money. So I mentioned here, and this should have come after this, that there's no longer a need to try and flip accounts like most retail traders did previously. So there's no reason for you as a retail trader to be depositing $50 in your account and then trading NFP and risking your whole account using maximum leverage, or trading CPI trying to flip your account. That's just gambling, and there's no reason for you to do that. Just save your money until you can actually purchase a prop firm challenge from a reputable prop firm and just grow your capital doing that. There's no reason to try and flip accounts again, and flipping accounts is extremely difficult, and the statistics show that you are more than likely going to blow your accounts trying to flip accounts. So there's no reason to do that again with the advent of prop firm. And lastly, prop firms are very affordable and they have a low barrier to entry. So with only $300 or $400 with some prop firm accounts, you can get a 50k account with only $300. And if you have say $650, you can get a 100k prop firm account. So that is very affordable for the value that you get. And actually, for prop firms like Axis Select, which is the prop firm that I use and the broker that I use, you don't even need to purchase a challenge. You literally deposit your money, trade your live account, and then your trades get copied on an allocation account. So you even have prop firms. It's free. It's essentially free. The only thing that you're paying is the commissions on your trades or the swaps on your trades. So I mean, prop firms, they're just a game changer. And if you don't have a large amount of capital, you should be using prop firms, aiming for about 2% a month. And if you have a trading strategy or an edge or something with 2% a month, you can without a doubt pass your prop firm challenges and get your payouts, and then just scale your capital over time, right? So that's the first thing. Capital is no longer an issue because prop firms exist. The next issue that was once a problem was educational resources and tools. So one time it was very difficult to get good education from trading or educational resources. Sure, you could find a few books here and there, but right now it's way more accessible, especially with things like AI, and if you go on the internet, even though there's a lot of frauds and fakes on the internet, you can find a lot of actual profitable traders who are consistently making money out of the markets where you can get education from. So there is so much educational resources and tools available either for free, like on YouTube or ChatGPT or Gemini or something, or at a very low cost. And this is if you're like purchasing a course or a tool like FX Replay, which is a tool that I recently purchased a subscription, which is a backtesting software. I mean, tools like that are just absolutely insane. The value that something like FX Replay offers for only $30 a month is just absolutely insane. And you can have access to something like this for only $30 a month, which is just a game-changing backtesting software. Things like Notion, which has definitely helped in my trading a lot, and again Gemini, ChatGPT, all of those AI that you can literally go to for free and get the answer for anything that you need. Any question that you have can get answered by AI. So as it relates to educational resources, there's just no excuses. You have every single thing that you could ask for as it relates to educational resources and tools. And then AI, I already spoke about this with Gemini, but AI, this has been a game changer for me, and without a doubt played a huge part in my returns and profitability as a trader today. So I used AI literally every single day. I can't imagine my life without AI at the moment. So AI has been a game changer for me as it relates to getting education. You know, when I'm reading stuff and I don't understand, I go to AI. I have a software that I'm working on. AI has done like 70% of the work on that software. So I mean, AI is just, again, a game changer. You know, we're in what I'll say an information boom. You know, we're in an age right now where there's so much information that there's no shortage of information. And next, you have people sharing their experience that you can get access to for free on YouTube. So when I just started to learn how to trade, I realized from the very beginning that most people who talk about trading, they're not profitable. They just sell signal groups or they sell courses, and that's how they make their money. So I was fortunate enough from very early on to realize to separate the reals from the fakes. And one of the YouTubers that I would say is most impactful in my trading, and I'd advise anyone to watch, is Trader Nick. He's very transparent. He has a track record, which is something that's very important for me. I don't believe you should be listening to anyone who has no track record. And Darius Dale is someone else that I watch and I listen to. He's a institutional investor and so on. So these are two persons that I watch, and I'd say I learn probably about 70% of what I know about trading. And really, these two guys have actually shaped my trading philosophy so much. So if you want education as it relates to understanding macro or psychology or how to interpret the markets or whatever, Trader Nick and Darius Dale is your go-to. And also me, as I mentioned here, me, obviously, I have a proven track record. It's only 6 months, so it's not a lot, but it's something, and I believe that if I'm consistent, I'll, continue with these returns. So there is so much information, and there's so much people on the internet who are sharing information for free. But, and this is something important to note, with so much resources available, it is important to navigate the noise. I do this by only watching trading content from traders with a proven track record, and this is a philosophy for me. I only listen to people on YouTube if they have a track record. If you don't have a track record, I am not listening to you. I'm not interested in what you're saying. I don't care about your channel. And so many traders would be better off if they actually only listen to people who are profitable. So a lot of people, they come on the internet, they say 5% a month, they say this, they say that, but they have no track record. Listening to someone without a track record would be kind of like trying to learn how to cook from someone who has not proven to you that they can cook, or they have no experience in their cooking, right? You would probably take cooking advice from Gordon Ramsay, right? Because this guy is obviously a really good chef, but you probably would not take cooking advice from someone that you've never seen cook before, or they just talk about cooking, right? That makes very little sense. So that's how I look at trading. If someone has not proven to me with a proven track record that they are profitable in the markets, then I'm just not interested in what you're saying, because how do I know that what you say is making sense if you cannot prove to me that you actually have skin in the game, you actually have experience, and you're actually making money from the markets, right? So if someone does not have a track record, I click off their video, or if their video is interesting, I just don't take what they're saying very seriously. So that's how I treat YouTube. If you do not have a proven track record from a reputable broker, I either don't listen to you, or if I'm listening to you, I don't take what you're saying seriously. And more traders should do this. If more traders actually do this, you'd be surprised how many of these trading gurus, they would essentially stop making money, because they make their money from selling courses and signal groups. They do not have a proven track record, right? So that's something that has really helped me, in my opinion, in my trading journey, as I've only listened to people with a proven track record. So most of the trading advice that I've gotten is from people who are actually making money. So be able to navigate this noise. And lastly, as a trader, you want to read market news, or listen to market news. I listen to a few podcasts, and I also use Prime Market Terminal to read bank research. So your market news should also come from proven sources. I only read market analysis by people like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, UBS, basically big banks. I only read market research, and I listen to a few Spotify podcasts from big banks. I don't listen to really anyone else as it relates to market insights. And obviously, as I said, I listen to Trader Nick and Darius Dale. But beside these guys and big banks, I don't listen to anyone else. And and again, it's either you have a proven track record or you're reputable firm or bank or something. If none of those criteria are met, I do not listen to you, and you guys should actually do the same. Stop listening to people with no track record. Just stop doing it, and you'll probably see your trading improving, because a lot of people are taking advice from people who cannot trade, who do not make money from the markets, right? So that is as it relates to educational resources. As you can see, there's no excuses. There's just so much information. That is definitely not an issue as it relates to why you're not profitable. And lastly, and this one was an issue in the past, but again, it's no longer an issue, and it's trading conditions. Most brokers offer amazing spreads, some even with 0 pips, like IC markets. Even though their commissions, it can be a bit tricky, but they have low commission and they offer great spreads. So things like spreads and commissions, that's not an issue for retail trades. It's not a situation where spreads are so wide and commissions are so high that it's very hard to become profitable because the trading conditions are unfavorable. That is not the case for retail traders. Most brokers, any good brokers, offer really good spreads and low commissions and swaps and so forth, right? You have all the charting tools and indicators that you need. So RSI, moving average, every single thing that you could want. I even see some brokers with some tools of just some crazy stuff. So there's no excuses as it relates to tools and indicators. You have 24-hour trading. So you can trade right around the clock. New York session, Asia session, London session, right? So you're not really confined to a certain amount of time or anything like that. So trading conditions is not an excuse. There has never been a point in time where trading conditions are better for retail traders, right? So those are 3 of the main factors that I could say someone could have an excuse as to why they're not profitable, but those are no longer an issue. If you're not profitable, it's not because you lack capital. If you're not profitable, it's not because there isn't enough educational resources or educational tools. If you're not profitable, it's not because trading conditions are unfavorable and it's just hard to be profitable because spreads are wide, commissions are high, swaps are high, and all of that stuff. If you're not profitable, you have no excuse. You just need to improve your trading. You need to focus more. As I said, you need to pay attention to people who have a proven track record and stop listening to fake gurus. That will probably help you a lot. And you need to start trading prop firms and aim for realistic returns like 2% a month or 3% or 4% or whatever. Those are really the things you need to consider if you're not a profitable trader, right? Are the things that you need to do. And those are the things that have actually helped me to become a profitable trader. And again, you can just look at the link, my MyFX book, the link in the description to see my track record. And yeah, that's about it. That's just what I really wanted to share today. This is a topic that I have been thinking about some time, and I just wanted to talk about it. So yeah, that's about it. Peace and trade safe.